Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, every single day: communication. But we're not just talking about what to say or how to say it. We're talking about the asterisk. We're going to explore how creating a distraction-free environment can fundamentally transform the quality of your conversations, whether it's with your partner, your kids, your boss, or your best friend. Think about it. When was the last time you had a truly focused conversation with someone? I mean, a conversation without a phone buzzing, a TV blaring in the background, or your mind wandering to that email you forgot to send. It's becoming increasingly rare, right? These constant interruptions are more than just minor annoyances, they're conversation killers. They send a subtle, but powerful, message to the other person: you don't have my full attention. Something else is more important right now. This erodes trust, creates misunderstandings, and prevents the deep connection that we all crave from our interactions. It turns what could be a meaningful exchange into a shallow transaction of information. So, how do we fight back against this culture of constant distraction? It starts with a conscious decision. The first step is what I call the digital detox. Before you start an important conversation, make a pact with the other person. Agree to put your phones away, not just face down on the table, but completely out of sight. Put them in a different room, in a drawer, or in your bag on silent. This simple act is incredibly powerful. It signals mutual respect and a shared commitment to the conversation. You're both saying, for the next few minutes, you are my priority. You'll be amazed at how the dynamic shifts when the temptation to glance at a notification is completely removed. Suddenly, you're more present, you're listening more actively, and you're making genuine eye contact. Now let's talk about the physical space. Your environment plays a huge role in your ability to focus. If you're trying to have a serious talk in a crowded, noisy coffee shop or with the TV on, you're setting yourself up for failure. Our brains are wired to process sensory input, and the more there is, the harder it is to concentrate on one thing. So, choose your location wisely. Find a quiet corner of your home, step outside for a walk in a peaceful park, or even just sit in your car if it's the only quiet place you can find. Try to minimize visual clutter as well. A tidy, organized space can lead to a clearer, more focused mind. Think of it as tidying up your mental space by tidying up your physical one. The goal is to create a calm, neutral territory where the conversation itself can be the main event, free from external competition. This isn't just for heavy, serious talks. Applying these principles to your everyday interactions can be just as impactful. For example, consider a no-tech rule at the dinner table. This one change can transform family meals from a series of disconnected grunts and screen staring into a time for genuine connection and sharing about your day. When you're catching up with a friend, suggest a walk instead of meeting at a busy restaurant. The light physical activity can actually help stimulate conversation, and the changing scenery keeps things interesting without being distracting. It's about being intentional and building small habits that prioritize connection over distraction. These small, consistent efforts add up over time, strengthening your relationships in ways you might not even expect. But what about the workplace? Distractions at work are a massive drain on productivity and clear communication. The open office plan, once hailed as a promoter of collaboration, can often be a minefield of interruptions. If you need to have an important discussion with a colleague, try to do it at your desks where phones are ringing and people are constantly walking by. Book a small meeting room. Even a 10-minute huddle in a quiet space can be far more productive than a 30-minute conversation punctuated by constant interruptions. And for virtual meetings, the same rules apply. Close all the other tabs on your computer. Turn off notifications from your email and messaging apps. Let your family or housemates know that you need to be undisturbed for the duration of the call. Show your colleagues they have your undivided attention, and you'll find that meetings become shorter, more efficient, and far more effective. Now, Let's address the biggest distraction of all, our own minds. Even in a perfectly quiet room, our thoughts can race, pulling our attention away from the person in front of us. This is where the practice of mindfulness comes in. Before you enter a conversation, take just a moment, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and consciously set an intention to be present. If you find your mind wandering during the conversation, and it will, gently guide it back. Don't judge yourself for it. Just notice that your attention has drifted and refocus on the speaker's words, their tone, and their body language. Active listening isn't just about hearing the words. It's about understanding the meaning and emotion behind them. This internal focus is the final piece of the puzzle, turning a good conversation into a great one. Let's be realistic. Creating a completely distraction-free world is impossible. Life is messy and unpredictable. The phone will ring at an inconvenient time. A child will need your attention urgently. The key isn't to achieve perfection, but to strive for intention. It's about recognizing the value of focused attention and making a conscious effort to give it to the people who matter. When an interruption does happen, handle it with grace. You could say something like, "I'm so sorry. I really want to hear this. Can you give me 1 second to handle this, and then you'll have my full attention?" This acknowledges the interruption while validating the importance of the other person and the conversation. It shows that you value their time and what they have to say. So, I challenge you to try this out. Pick one important relationship in your life. The next time you have a conversation with that person, be intentional about creating a distraction-free setting. Put the phones away, find a quiet space, and practice being fully present. Notice the difference it makes. Notice how they respond. Notice how you feel. You might find that you connect on a deeper level, resolve conflicts more easily, and simply enjoy each other's company more. Communication is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Creating the right environment is the first, and perhaps most important, step in mastering that skill. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope these tips help you build stronger, more meaningful connections in your life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future content. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are your biggest communication distractions, and how do you deal with them? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.